Hi, everybody. This is Boss back again with Crypto 24/7. This is our podcast number 3, and it's great to be back with you tonight. I've got Expo and I've got Rocket with me again, and we're going to discuss all about the coins, the DEC, of course, Bitcoin. We're going to just have a general chat about all the coins, where we started out, a few years back, what was our first coin, where we've come and grown from there, and why we think DEC is such a great coin. And the coin itself, it's got a great plan about the whole situation, what it does, doesn't it? Like what it's all about there, the Decentr, or you might explain a bit more about that, what they actually do there.
Yeah, so at the moment, when you search online or when you're using any sort of browser, your data is basically being stolen and being sold by these big corporations, and they use your data to make money, and you don't get a penny of it. So what Decentr does is, instead of this, it stores all of your data securely as you use their platform, and then you can use this data to pay less online. So it's a decentralized platform and web browser that gives the ownership of your personal data back to you. So basically then your data is becoming payable, tradable, and spendable value, and then you use this to lower the cost of goods and services online. So if you were told that you can use their platform and then basically receive money for your data and get things cheaper online, compared to what's currently happening, where these companies are actually taking your data off you without your permission and they're receiving money for it, it's kind of a no-brainer that you'd opt for the Decentr approach compared to what's currently going on. So it just seems like there's huge opportunity here for the company to grow and the project to grow and people to get in and take control of their data back.
Yeah, well, that's great, because we want to be involved in a young, fresh company. And how old would that company be, do you think, or how long are they operating?
Well, they started trading, I think, in July, I think it was, but they're only out properly trading about 3 months or so. So they're fresh onto the scene, and they're only, like we said, they're 7 or 8 million market cap, and 3 of the competitors that they have would be Hive, Steam, and BAT, and they're worth 57 million, 70 million, and 385 million. So they're all worth a lot more, and we think that Decentr offers a lot more than them, and it's a fairer ecosystem and more decentralized. So we think that overall Decentr is a much better project, and we just think that there's a lot of room for it to grow. We think it should be worth more than them, and at the moment it's only worth about a tenth of what they're worth. So it's a big potential.
Yeah, and they seem to have. I was just when we were doing our research, they seem to have a great team around them there, don't they? A lot of experts and in their field.
Yeah, at
like
the moment,
yourself. Like yourself.
At the moment, their team is quite small. Well, maybe since they've only kind of started, they haven't recruited many people on, but I think it's quite a small team, and they have Rich James is one of their founders. He has a MSc in psychology, but he's involved in blockchain and crypto and AI. And then they have their CTO, their chief technology officer. He has a BSc in telecommunications and engineering. So they definitely, their team is highly qualified, and they know what they're talking about. So they have the qualifications to get where they need to go.
Yeah, well, that's what we want as well, because like as Rocket, what do you think about all this? So you're keeping very quiet there. Do you want to come in there, Rocket?
Yeah, I'm just leaving it to Expo there to get everything out there, because he's doing a great job on it. And like he says, the coin is a fantastic coin, and probably not a lot of people know exactly what this coin does. So it is important for us with the show and any listeners to put that feedback back out there into the crypto world, and let people know what this coin is actually doing and how big it can grow. So, he explained it very well there for everybody else to listen to, hopefully.
Great, yeah. This is Boss here with Crypto 24/7. We're going to take a 10-second break now for advertising. We'll be back shortly. Hi, everybody. We're back again. This is Boss, Crypto 24/7. This is our 3rd episode on the podcast. And we have Rocket with us tonight again, and we have Expo, the promo, the man that knows his stuff on all the coins and gives us all the advice. This is not a financial site, or it's not anything to do with financial advice. We're just here, we're having a chat, and we're having a good time. So, Rocket, what was your first coin, Rocket? I'll bring you in there now and give us your back date there on years back.
Oh, thanks, boss. Yeah. This is why the boss is the boss. He is the boss of the show, and he knows how to run it the right way. And
thanks, Rocket. Thank you.
That's all right. And then Expo is on the side as well. He's, of course, Expo because he is the expert in these coins. And myself, just Rocket to call me because you asked me the first coin I ever got. And I'm embarrassed to say it, but this is a reason why I'm called the Rocket. Because it would have been Verge, and I bought it for very little. And I visualized Verge to rocket. And what happened was Verge went up a little bit. I sold, got me a little bit of profit. Then Verge rocketed. And I lost the profit in the coin. And that is all to do with visualization and check your visualized board and make DEC rocket next.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's like the secret, is it? Or is it something in that sort of,
would be the visualization
law of attraction.
And manifesting. Law of attraction. Exactly.
Yeah. We put it out there, so, and we'll put it out there to all our subscribers and anybody watches the video and anybody involved with this scenario with DEC and the coin that we this is not financial. This is nothing to do. This is for the universe. Bring it in, bring it out there, and let's see how we get on, because we expect great things from DEC. With Expo, you're the expert. I know you've done a master's. You're just fresh out of the university or college, and you've done your business on it. You know what you're talking about. So what is out there now? With what was your first coin, and give us a comparison between the different coins out there, between Bitcoin and you have Lend and you have Troy and you have all these different coins. Like, it's a minefield, as I said.
Who actually got me into it. So the first coin that we bought was the same coin, and it was XVG Verge as well. So we missed out on about 40 times our money. So I think Rocket missed out on half a million.
Lovely. Half a million dollars, is it, or euros? Great. Go ahead, Expo. So, tell us more there. Go on.
Yeah, so we missed out on 40 times our money. We sold too early, right before everything went crazy there in December and January of 2018. So we sold too early, and then we sat in Bitcoin and we missed the altcoins running. And since then, we've just been trading away, taking our couple of % here and there every week. And we haven't really looked much at the long-term coins. We've been more sort of short-term trading, just whatever coins look good on the charts, we'd take a look at, and we'd try and get in and out and make our %. And that's worked well for us the last few months, and that's what we've been trying to do. But since we've been building up our profits, we've decided, right, we'll take a new approach, or we'll add something on to what we've been doing. And what we're trying to do now is we're trying to take a portion of the money that we make and put it into these long-term projects that we think could be worth maybe 5-10 times what they're currently worth over the next couple of months. And it would just be sort of a long-term investment on the side of the trading. So that's where we came across Decentr, and we did a lot of research on it. We saw other reports that other companies had done on it. I know BlockFire is one cryptocurrency investment company. They do reports and research on different projects, and they did a report on Decentr, and they rated it very highly. So that was one of the first areas where we came across the coin, and then we did a lot of research on it ourselves, and it just seems to offer something that not a lot of coins do. But as well as that, it has, in our opinion anyway, a completely undervalued market cap. So we think there's just a lot of room for growth on it, and a huge sort of market that it could take on over the next few months and years to come.
Rocket, come in there now and give us your opinion on the Bitcoin side of things and how you got involved, and give us a rundown on I know you were in Verge and you missed out on millions, but look, that's great water under the bridge. We'll start again now. Give us another rundown on something there.
Bitcoin, that's a long time ago. A fella showed me Bitcoin on an airplane one time, and I think it was $500 a Bitcoin. And I looked at it and I went, "You must be mad. I think I'm going to buy Bitcoin at €500." And now look at it. Look at the price of it now. And that was, I can't remember how many years ago, but that's how I got into it. And then, like you say, bought a few silly little coins that I didn't know anything about, buying and selling, and missed lots of big opportunities. So that's how I got into it.
Yeah, well, there's a kind of a myth out there, thinking that it's a pyramid scheme, this coin situation, and all to do with the Bitcoin, and people don't understand it the way we might now today. But initially, that's where it started. Like people saying that it was a pyramid scheme, and people were afraid of it and they were running away from it. But I think they're coming more now. Generally, when the big players get involved and people do their homework on the situation, and like Expo, you going to college and doing a master's and going through the whole system and knowing exactly what you're talking about, that it's not a pyramid scheme. Is that correct now? Would you think that, or what's your opinion on that side of it?
No, well, a lot of people think it is, but I think that's just because they don't understand the actual technology of it. And they just see the price going up, and then they see it dropping and going up and dropping. And it just looks like kind of that stereotypical Ponzi scheme or pyramid scheme where the people at the beginning get in, and then when it goes up, they sell. And then the people that get in late are the ones left holding the bags and losing all their money. But I think that's just because when we had that bubble there at the end of 2017, it was overvalued then, and it ran a lot earlier than it should have. And I think when people actually understand the technology and the more people get to know it, I think they do realize that there's a lot of value there. And even when you see the people on Wall Street, and a lot of the big players now are getting involved, a lot of the big institutions. So I think they do understand that it's going to be worth something, and there's definitely value there. Like even when we saw it after it did crash from 20,000, sure, it went down to 3,000 or 4,000 there, and then after the virus it went back to 3,000 or 4,000. But every time it's gone down, it's come back up. So if it was finished, or if it was a scam, it wouldn't keep coming back as strong as it does. There's definitely people out there that believe that it's going to be worth a lot more in the coming years.
Yeah, and Rocket, like I know that we've been looking at it going up and down and up and down for the last couple of years, and no matter how high it ever went up, we never cashed out. So like it's not something that you're going to cash out on anyway, no matter what it goes to, because what we want to do is build and build and build and go with the flow and get into the feel of going with it the whole way. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, of course, you don't want to be selling out now too early either, because Bitcoin is going to be something that could be worth a lot of money in 3-5 years, whatever time. So it's all about building up your Bitcoin, getting a little bit and starting to take a little profit out now and again. You do have to take something out sometime, otherwise you'll be like me that lost a lot in Verge before. I could have had a lot, but that's the way the game goes, So we have to start the visualization on DEC and get the visual boards going, vision boards, and we'll get DEC up to the moon on that rocket. That's what we need.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Decentr will want that too, and I'm sure they're working very hard on that. And we wish them all the best of luck. And we want to want them to know that we're behind them 110%, and we'll do everything we can. But this is not a financial advice in any way. This is just, as I say, three guys getting together, having a general chat about the whole situation with the coins and Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies tonight. That is there any other news with Expo, with the Decentr group, with exciting news coming in the near future, or we just hold tight and see how we get on? What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's definitely news on the way because they've said there's going to be a lot of exchange listings coming up. They said that this month they'd have some more announcements, and I think there is going to be a lot more exchanges coming up before the end of the year. And then they also have their staking on the way, and they have their mainnet on the way. So there is a lot of stuff coming, and I think it is going to be a long-term hold. But at the same time, I do think over the next few weeks or by the end of this year, I think there is going to be a lot of upside between now and then anyway. But
Yes.
Personally, I'd be holding for longer than that because I do think there's a lot more upside. Like the way it is at the moment, market cap under 10 million. And like we said before, the competitors are up at 70, 80 million. So you can see there's lots of room for it to go multiple times.
Right. Rocket, what do you think there before we finish up? Give us your last comments on.
All done and good. Oh, we just have to just keep the community going, keep chatting to people, keep doing the shows here, and keep giving feedback to people of what's happening, and hopefully people will leave us comments on what's happening as well and what to think of the show. And that's it really for me.
Great. Well, Rocket, thanks very much. Expo, brilliant again with all your experience, and I would like to, thank everybody out there for listening to the podcast. This is episode 3 of Crypto 24/7. And if you want to subscribe, brilliant, or you want to leave a comment, great, because the more subscriptions we get, the better it is for everybody. And as I say, it's not a financial advice site. It's just a general chat about cryptocurrencies. And this is Crypto 47. I'm the boss. We had Rocket, we had Expo, and this is the boss signing out. So keep safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.